Just recently, an 8-year-old girl was found dead here, possibly raped, with her eyes gouged out.
All the NGOs tell me that it's 1 in 10 reports a rape. And when we had the death and murder of the little 8-year-old here in Mlazi, other children, in fact on the same day that people were visiting, and certainly I visited the school, another little girl was raped. And then other little girls come out and say, it happened to me, it happened to me. 4 of them from the same school came out. The figures do not represent reality. The figure is totally underreported.
They say the Virgin's blood is so pure that it has got some healing powers.
The girls had been ostracized by the very society that advises men that raping virgins can cure HIV/AIDS.
The oldest one was a 92-year-old lady, and the youngest one was 1 day old.
The child comes in. The safety officer sits her down, defuses her, then just simply gives her the bear, and in the rape bag is a permanent marker and some sticking plasters. And the child will simply draw what happened. The plaster represents where he hurt her. And the plaster that goes over the mouth can mean a number of things. They don't want to talk anymore. Or it could mean that a penis went in her mouth. She's used the elastic band to show that he tied her.
Into iyakuhlalisa ephethe ungakwazi nohamba. Ubomi bakho yazi buphelile nge-HIV. Sakuqa phansi ngicela kuYehova ngingazifumani i-HIV.
How are you this morning? Okay. All right. Have you completed all the medication?
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm. And you've taken it the way we've asked you to take it?
yes.
All right. So basically, today she's here for the final result. Okay, and that was taken on the 5th. Okay, the bloods that we took. The HIV was non-reactive, okay, which is good news.
It's very, very, very good.
Ke amapholisa ayabanika abantu ibheli isizathu ke andisazi andiphosisela because umuntu arape umntana omncinci kodwa uzaphinda ajike aphinda amnike ibheli. What about ngentlungu lamntana xa ezaphinda abone laa muntu ebendenzelana uzathini ungoyiki?
Having been raped on 2 occasions, as well as dealing with the trauma and feelings of guilt, Ntombi now has to face prejudice from her friends and neighbours.
Ezinye iitshomi zam zifunda esikolweni bathi yiwujonga lo wani ureyitsiwe akazithandi njonga kuba kodwa abayazi into eyenzekileyo. Ndachaza mama andiyithandi nto endijonge kakubi phabhandi esitratweni. Wathi mama mntanam ayikho into ezoyenzeka bayeke uba bakujonge. Ndathi kodwa indiphatha kabuhlungu la.
All people abuse children. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, green, yellow, or striped. It doesn't matter what language you speak. I would say per capita, the type of people who abuse children per capita is the same, right across the board. Children are hardly ever raped by strangers. It's always a family member, a neighbor, a teacher, a pastor. somebody who has worked with that child to get their love and their trust. And that is why it's so hard for the children to report.
Fuzeka and her little sister live with their parents in a government-built house in the Boysons Park area of Port Elizabeth.
This is a living room. This is my room. This is my parents' room. This is the kitchen. This is the toilet.
But while Fuzeka fears for her mother's safety, her mother has come to the school's volunteer care worker, fearful for Fuzeka's safety.
Sheila, you can come through. Ingxaki yaqala kulo nyaka upheleyo ngoDisemba tata bushushu uhleli phe ufana ubukela iTV aza pha ebhedini athi kum Fuzeka, yazi Fuzeka wena ndiyakuthanda and mna nawe sawusebenzisa ikhondom. Ndithi uthini ngumntanakho moslunu wasebenzisa ikhondom njani emntaneni wakho athi ndifuna ulala naye kodwa mina wathi masingena ezingomeni ndiwandiphaka isandla pha ngaphantsi.
Silale ke nathi acinge isibane athi utata thula ungathethi andibamba tata wanibamba wandiqala apha phezulu nasependini yam aba tata bangaba le nto yethu mna naye mayiphelele apha endlini engayi esitratweni ndoyika ke mna ke ndikhwaza umama athi gqi
athi yena kangayenzi loo nto leyo ufuze kuyamcaphukela kamthanda ukuze watata wena ude waniluma kenda
mama emane emthuka aba yena akakhathalelanga loo nto leyo acinga umntanam ahambe nje elalwa ngamanye amadoda mna ndingamva ndingamlali.
I have a 5-year-old who was gang raped by 7 boys. They were ranging from 9 years to 14. The oldest was 14. Peer pressure is one of the issue. They are pressurizing one another and they will target one child and they will gang rape. Because if you look at incidences of young perpetrators, it's not a one-on-one. Mostly it's a gang rape thing. Maybe there were 6 boys raping one girl.
Crime statistics for 2011-2012 show more than 48,000 people opened rape cases. Just 2,200 of those made it to court. Around 1,300 of them ended in conviction. That's less than 3% of rapes resulting in a punishment, meaning the odds of getting away with it are almost perfect.
You're thinking about all the cases that were reported at point A, the police. Those hundreds of thousands, I don't know how many, but in the sifting process to where they're actually ready for court, then they really become a very small percentage of that bigger number.
It's a damning admission by the NPA, but it says without solid evidence, cases simply can't be prosecuted.
Now this is a shocking low number because it means that 93% of the children, of the people committing child rape and child sexual abuse are actually free. They are running in our society free.
But some feel that's not necessarily the best approach.
I think to worry about whether or not 4% go to prison for life is really missing the point. What we should be really looking at is why aren't there more arrests? What do we do to help the police arrest more frequently? What do we do to ensure that more cases
want them to go to jail, and I don't want to see him again because they can do it to any one of us. Because we don't want this to happen. We are just women, and we need to be respected for that.
South Africans were reminded change must come, and it starts with a commitment and knowing your rights.
I trust that you do make time to read and understand our Constitution. It says that everyone has a right to freedom and security of the person.
Phupha mos ngawe ingaske uzibona usendaweni ethile awuzuthi kuba bebona benze lando amaphupha akho acimeke azawuhlala ehleli akukho umuntu unelungelo emzimbeni wakho ngaphezulu kwakho ne unelungelo lokuthi no xana into ungafuna uyenzeke uthi hayi nothi kum.
Are we an angry nation? Is that, we have deep-rooted hatred as men towards women? Or is it the societal issues, or is it the upbringing? And at times, it's, when we look at it, it find that, the upbringing of a boy child and a girl child is different. It's time that, we look at that holistically. That, we need to infuse that in our education system at a young age that, boys learn to respect girls and girls respect boys, vice versa.